So in this lesson, I'm going to teach you a few different ways of how you could find the BPM of a sample. So we're here again with the sample I had from the last lesson. Now with Ableton does a pretty good job of telling you the BPM when you throw it in to the arrangement view, but Ableton isn't always right. So if I throw it in there, it's telling me it's about 155.59 BPM. Now that might be correct, but in this case, we're gonna find the BPM without having to use this. So if I go here, I had it unwarped. I set where I wanted it to start. So now I'm gonna warp it again. And I'm gonna use the tap tempo. So right here is where I hear the bass or the kick, which would be the one. So I'm gonna move that around. And then now, as you can see, you can see the waveforms and start being able to read it. So that would be 1. And then the next bass hit, that would be the 2. And I would just bring this back and play. So right here would be the 4th bar. So now if you was to highlight those 4 bars and Command L, it should loop perfectly. So now, as you can see right here, it says 81.20. So if you type that in, it'll be in time. So now, once you have that in time, you're free to change the BPM to whatever you want it to be. And it will loop perfectly every single time. Another way you could another way you could find the BPM of a sample is by using, let me find another sample. Okay. So you could use the tap tempo. So with tap tempo, you want to try to keep the rhythm of the sample and not try to go too fast. So like with this, it's a little slow. So you would 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's about 76. So if you go here and look at the waveforms, first, let's go right here and set the 1 all the way because we don't need that extra space. And crop that. So read that. We're gonna move this 2 right there. I'm gonna move this 3 to here and just try to line the waves up with the transients, which is the grid behind the waveform. So that sounds a little off right there. So what you're gonna do is just keep playing with it so it sounds a bit better. Now if you hold command and click, you can get more precise with the warp marker and set it. And that's also another way. Also, there's another way by using repitch mode. So let's go grab another sample. Okay. So if you drop a sample, and put it into repitch, repitch works as like a turntable. So you will look at the wave file, go to the tempo up here, and just try to line it up. Hold on. It's actually right here. You would move this. So we already know this sample is 81 BPM. So let's just say start from 20. So from 20 BPM, you start to move it up. You see the waveforms up here move. And as that's playing, you want to zoom out and just listen and just move gradually. And then as you're moving up, you see the waveforms start to align with the grid more and starts getting more in place. So since the BPM is 81, you see how since it's at 81, it now fits the grid perfectly. So since it's on warp mode, you can just leave it at that and add warp markers to keep it in place. And basically, you'll have the freedom of keeping that in repitch mode and also changing the tempo without losing the loop. So if you let that play, it'll loop perfectly fine with no problems. In the next lesson, I'll show you how to set warp markers and talk more about warping.